Hello my friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah Chantello McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you the August paper pumpkin, sweet sunflowers, and some alternative cards that you can make with this kit. So my kit, this video is a little bit late because my kit took a little journey, went on a trip, and didn't get to me until about 2 days ago. But I want to open this up and show you what all comes in the kit. Now every paper pumpkin is different, but you usually always get a stamp set. An ink spot, this one comes with 2, crushed curry and soft suede. You get a little preview, a little piece of cardboard too. You get a little preview of next month's. So this is September's paper pumpkin, which just ended on Saturday. This one, though, is the one for November, and this is October's down here. So apparently these two go together. Anyhow, this was the free gift that they gave with paper pumpkins this month. So this is the gold honey foil or honeycomb foil sheets. And then you always get this beautiful tissue paper, which I always save because it goes so well in gifts. And your kit is in here. If I can get it out. There we go. Let's move that to the side. So this is the Sweet Sunflowers paper pumpkin, and it makes these cards and comes with these envelopes, which are beautiful, but I have alternatives for them. So you get everything, even the adhesive is in here. So keep watching though to see how to make the alternatives. Our first card is pretty simple. What I did here was I took the card base, and these card bases are beautiful. I just cut this in half and then cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4. And then I'm going to pull in this Blackberry Bliss card base, which is just a standard card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And that's going to layer on top. I really didn't want to hide that, because that could be a card right there in and of itself, right? So we're not going to do too much to this. I am going to use my full-size ink pads just because I find them easier to work with. But it's the same color that is in the paper pumpkin. So that is soft suede. And I'm just going to grab the sunflower little die cut from the kit and the stamp. I'm going to ink that up. And I'm just going to ink that in the soft suede. I know that they do it in crushed curry, but I'm going to dare to be different and see what it looks like in soft suede. And I don't think these line up. I think they are just meant to kind of go over it. So I like the soft suede. And then I got the little center for it. And like I said, I don't think they really line up perfectly. They're just kind of meant to go over it. And then before I put my soft suede away, I have a little label from the kit and the thank you stamp from the stamp set. I'm just going to ink that up and put that on there. And that is it for our stamping. So then really all we have to do is put our card together. I pulled some of the 1/2 inch natural woven ribbon because I thought that would look really pretty on there. And I don't know where my scissors went. There they are. They're under all my paper pumpkin supplies. I'm just going to kind of roughly guesstimate and measure that and cut it. And then take some seal. Now you can use the glue dots that come in the kit. I'm just going to go ahead and use seal because that's what I have at my disposal right now. So I'm just going to kind of put it all over the back. And then before I stick it down to our card base, I'm just going to wrap this around the front. Now I'm kind of going a little bit lower, covering up those beautiful flowers, which I really don't like doing, but you know, I still think that gives a nice little touch. It's a little bit crooked, but it's okay. So then I'm going to just take, you could probably use a glue dot or you can use liquid glue. I'm just taking a tiny bit and putting it on this honeycomb piece that came in the kit. I'm just going to slide that a little bit under the ribbon and up. But I'm going to put my sunflower there, so I'm not really worried about that. I lost my dimensionals that came in the kit somewhere, so I'm just going to use regular Stampin' dimensionals. And then I'm going to flip this guy over and put a couple of dimensionals on our sentiment. And then for our bumblebee, I am going to take a mini glue dot. Now these are not the ones that come in the kits, but they're about the same size. I'm just going to peel that off, put it on the back. I think I want our bumblebee kind of coming up to these flowers here. I'm going to put him there. And then peel off the back of our sunflower. Put it right there. And then our sentiment down here. And I wanted to add a little bit of bling, so I have some of the brushed brass butterflies. And I'm going to add a couple of these to our card because I thought they'd be pretty kind of floating around the flowers. I think we'll do 3. I like 3, even though the bumblebee is kind of an embellishment. I still like 3. I don't know where I want it though. I'll put it there. There, and this is card number 1. For our second card, I took the other half of the card base from the first card that we made. Remember, I split it in half. I took that other half and used dye from the Organic Beauty dyes. I used this one to make this beautiful lattice piece. Now it's very subtle, but you can see some of the detail still in that die, and there's a cat here on there. What I did though was before I ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I did put an adhesive sheet on the back so that we can just peel that off and stick it right to our card base that comes in the paper pumpkin. Before we do that though, I want to do a little bit of stamping. So again, I'm going to take my soft suede and one of the little leafy flower stamps from the paper pumpkin stamp set. And I'm just going to ink that up in soft suede. And I'm going to stamp off once and then stamp it onto my card. Now I know that my little elements and everything are going to go about here, so I'm just kind of stamping where I think they will peek out. I'm going to do this a couple of times. And then I want one to go kind of this way. And this is just very subtle. That lattice is going to cover most of it, but you'll be able to see that kind of peeking through. And I think I maybe want to do one, I think I'm going to try one full strength just to see what it looks like, and I can always cover it up if I don't like it. It's a little dark, but I don't mind it. I'm going to put this one going that way. There, so that is it for this part. I'm going to take this little label that comes in the paper pumpkin and stamp my sentiment in soft suede. Wishing you so much happiness. Love that stamp. Hopefully I got that. That's good enough. Could have been a little more centered, but it's fine. So we're done with stamping. I'm just going to move these to the side. And then we can put down our lattice piece. So I'm just going to grab the paper piercer end from my Take Your Pick tool to just kind of peel this up. First, I need to find where it is. I didn't end up getting the whole thing, so some of the edges aren't going to be sticky, but I'm okay with that. I do want to get this up, though. There we go. So now that I have all that up, it's sticky like a sticker. I'm going to turn it this way because the design, it's like I said, it's very subtle, but it's going like that. So I'm just going to put this down onto, right onto the card base and just push it down. And like I said, some of it, like the ends here, didn't get sticky on the end, which is fine. I'm okay with that. You could take a little bit of liquid glue if you'd prefer. I just want it to be able to stick slightly. I'm going to take my bone folder and just burnish this edge. Maybe smooth that down a little bit. There we go. And now I'm going to take a little bit of Baker's Twine, and this comes in the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. It comes with 5, so there's, like, I think that's either Smoky Slate, Gray Granite, Crumb Cake, Very Vanilla, Basic Black, and Basic White. I'm going to take the Basic White, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a glue dot, and you can use the ones in the kit. And I'm just going to set it about here. I'm going to take one end of my twine and stick it to that glue dot. And then I'm just going to kind of create a little circle. And I'm going to do that one more time, but a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to cut it. And so what that's going to do is I'm going to put my sentiment over it, and it's just going to kind of peek out there. So now I'm going to take a dimensional. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to take another glue dot and put down my flower. I got too much paper there. Take another glue dot, one there, and put one on the other side too, just for good measure. I want my flower about there. And then I can take some dimensionals and put them on the back of my sentiment. And I'm just going to cover up all this that's kind of going on in here. Just like that. And before we finish, I want to put a couple of these bees on. I pulled 3 out. I don't know how many I want. I might just want 1. No, I'll do 3. We'll do 3 little bees. And then I wanted to add one more little embellishment before we finish our card. That one flying up there. And then to finish this card off, I'm going to add a couple of Pearl Basic Jewels. They come in 3 sizes. I think I'm going to go with the small ones. And just kind of randomly, oops, that flipped over. Randomly place them around. One in the middle there. Like that. And that is our second card. So stay tuned and we will make card number 3. So the last alternative card we're going to make today is actually super simple and really uses only items that come in the kit. I just wanted to switch it up a bit, and I wanted to use this beautiful gold honeycomb sheet. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use my liquid glue for this. So the first thing we're going to do is get this gunk off of my glue. I don't use my liquid glue a lot, I'll be honest. I am a seal girl. I prefer the Stampin' Seal, but I do like the little glue for projects like this. So I'm just running a very thin line on the outer edge of this sheet. I don't want to do too much and have glue everywhere. It does dry clear though, so if you do get some where you don't want it, it does dry clear. Just making sure I get the corners mostly. And literally I'm just putting it on the outside. I'm going to very carefully flip this over and I'm going to cover up this beautiful card base. But it'll be worth it, I think. So like I said, it's very simple. Pushing that down. Now we're going to do a little bit of stamping while that is drying. I'm going to set that to the side. I have the sunflower, and this time I'm going to ink it up in the Crush Curry. Again, I have the larger ink pad. You can use the Stampin' Spot for this. I just prefer the larger ink pad. So I'm going to ink up my sunflower and just try to get that kind of set. Like I said, it doesn't really line up, I don't think. At least if it does, I haven't figured out how to do it. To me, it doesn't really line up. It's just kind of however you stamp it. So that's the Crush Curry. And then I'm going to take soft suede for the center. Stamp it right in the center. It's a little crooked, but it's okay. Once you turn it, it'll be fine. And then I'm going to take this little, that's my hello, this little bumblebee. And I'm just going to stamp this guy on the inside of my card base really quick and try not to put my card base down in any ink. I'm just going to stamp him down in that little corner there. Because I just like the little bee and I thought it was cute. I thought it'd be a nice touch on the inside. So then I'm going to take my Hello stamp from that stamp set in soft suede. I'm going to go all the way over to the right though, because I'm going to hide a lot of that label. So I went all the way over. And that's it for stamping. Super simple. And like I said, uses everything pretty much that comes in the kit, except I do have a couple of little embellishments I'm going to use. I'm going to fold my card base over, run my bone folder along it, and then before I put any glue or anything down, I'm just going to kind of lay out how I want it. I'm going to tuck that underneath, and I think I might actually just take a little bit of seal before I even put dimensionals on, just on the end there, and stick this. How do I want my flower to go? I think I want it to go that way. So I'm going to stick it just about there. Then I can flip it over and put dimensionals on. Just like that. Stick it down in this corner. And then I do have a little bee and my glue dots. I'm going to take one little bee. I think I'm going to put this one right on the flower. And then for some embellishments, I have they're called the Festive Pearls on the website and in the catalog, I believe, but they are mislabeled as the red and green adhesive back pearls. But these are in the July to December mini catalog. I'm going to use these gold ones. I'm just going to place a couple in the middle of my honeycomb. And one there. And one over here. And that is it. So let me bring back in the other two cards. These are my 3 alternatives for the August paper pumpkin sending sunflower. So I hope these gave you a little bit of ideas on how to change up the cards ever so slightly. It's not a big change, but they're definitely different than what the kit tells you to do. The ones that you can make with the kit are beautiful. I love them. I love this kit. So if you can get it when it comes available as maybe a pass kit on the website, I think it'll sell out fast. So I definitely recommend this one. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.